This is a stimulus update and daily news report. So much breaking news going on right now. So the Senate has just passed a key test vote for the bipartisan infrastructure package. Former President Trump calls this package a disgrace and said that he is not endorsing any Republicans who voted for that package. When it comes to unemployment, one new state, a judge has just ordered to reinstate the federal $300 per week unemployment boost. And this new article came out about a forced stimulus check saying 150 economists, 21 senators among supporters for recurring stimulus checks and payments. I'll go over that, then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So I'm actually filming at a friend's house, and I apologize for yesterday's video with the audio quality. I didn't realize it, but there was a technical difficulty, and hopefully it is fixed now. Let me know down in the comments below if the audio is better, not as much static. Sorry again about that. So let's get into it. A lot of lockdowns going on around the country right now. So Australia suffers worst COVID day this year with millions in lockdown. And in the Philippines, lockdown to cost Philippines $3 billion a week. And in China has placed millions under lockdown as the nation faces the biggest outbreak of the coronavirus in months. So a lot of lockdowns going on around the world, a lot of different countries. When it comes to the US, came across this article, Biden administration seems open to a lockdown, which could make a fourth stimulus check necessary. The White House has said repeatedly that they're not going to do a lockdown, but they also said that we didn't need any masks anymore. They also said that there wasn't going to be any vaccine mandates. But with the Delta variant surge coming, a lot of things are changing right now. So if there is another lockdown, a fourth stimulus check would have to be a must. And currently, when it comes to a fourth stimulus check and support, 100 economists and 21 senators are among supporters of recurring payments. So there is still a big fight, a lot of support for the fourth stimulus check, not just a one-time payment, but recurring, which could be $2,000 per month, which is what some politicians are supporting and promoting in the Senate and in the House of Congress. Only Democrats at this point. There are no Republicans supporting that. But when it comes to that, we have the petition, which I go over almost every day. That's around 2,700,000 signatures so far. What they're saying is $2,000 payment for adults, $1,000 payment for kids immediately, and continuing regular checks for the duration of the crisis. With the crisis increasing now, it seems that things are getting a lot worse, which would definitely make the case for a fourth stimulus check. When it comes to the 150 economists, what they're saying here is that they want recurring and direct stimulus payments in a letter that they wrote. Regular and lasting direct stimulus payments will boost consumer spending, driving the economic recovery and shortening the recession. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Do you believe in the recurring stimulus check? Do you think a one-time payment is good enough? So far, in terms of a fourth stimulus check, still have not received confirmation. If it is going to be anywhere, it would be in that $3.5 trillion Democrat-only reconciliation bill with the human infrastructure and stimulus provisions. At this point, we have not received any confirmation on that. Moving on, when it comes to unemployment, Oklahoma judge orders state to reinstate the federal unemployment benefits. So Oklahoma was one of the 25 Republican states that canceled the unemployment benefits early. There was one Democrat state, so it's 26 states in general. A few states have reinstated it. Oklahoma is the latest one to give the $300 per week, which would mean that there's about 3 weeks left until the September 6th expiration date. But it may not be September 6th. So jobs growth has been driven, I'll get to the next article after. All right, so this one right here, White House walks back Biden's plan to let pandemic unemployment benefits expire in September. So I went over this yesterday. Originally, September 6th was supposed to be the expiration date, and President Biden said it makes sense for the unemployment $300 per week to end. But now he's saying that they haven't made a decision on it yet. It's not definite that it's going to expire. They already extended the eviction moratorium by 60 days. They extended the federal student loan payments, not forgiveness, but payments. If you have any federal student loans, it's going to be extended until 2022. So now with this, a lot of experts are calling for unemployment benefits to be extended for several more months. when it comes to unemployment in general. So it's saying jobs growth has been driven by vaccination rates, not expiring unemployment benefits, says the White House. So what was said here is the whole reason for Republicans to cancel the unemployment benefits was they were saying that there's so many jobs and people are not going back to the jobs because they're getting paid more with the benefits compared to getting a job. So the White House is saying that there's no evidence that cutting unemployment led to job growth, according to Press Secretary Jen Psaki. So when it comes to the job numbers that just came out, 944,000 jobs just added and 350,000 jobless claims were entered, which are pretty good numbers for both. The White House is taking the claim saying that it was the vaccination rates that helped the jobs growth, not the unemployment benefits being cut. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Do you think it was the unemployment benefits being cut that led to jobs growth, or was it the vaccination rates? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about the Senate advances bipartisan infrastructure bill in key test votes. Another title right here, $1 trillion infrastructure bill passes key test vote. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that the next vote was going to be the final vote. I had no idea how many test votes and votes before a big vote was going to happen, especially since the Senate is just about to go on vacation. You think they would get it done. So this actually wasn't the big vote. It was a test vote, which I don't understand why they can't just get it done. Honestly, this infrastructure has just been dragging on for so long, and I know you probably don't really care too much about it. We just want to get to the stimulus provisions part, but unfortunately, this is the last hurdle for it. So what was said here by Mitch McConnell, there are many outstanding amendments that are important that would improve the legislation and deserve votes before the Senate is asked to vote on the final passage of the bill. The full Senate deserves its full chance to shape this important legislation. I hope senators can work together in a bipartisan way to get more amendments up. So here's a video clip explaining more about what's going on with this process, how this was a test vote compared to the final vote.
Let's go right to NBC's Ali Vitale on Capitol Hill. And Ali, we want to talk about that bipartisan infrastructure bill. Where do things stand there right now?
At a little bit of a standstill, Joe. You're right that we saw a key procedural vote just happen over the course of the last few hours during this rare Saturday session here in the Senate. That vote is going to allow them to move forward procedurally onto 30 hours of debate. That effectively takes the senators down the longer path to get to an eventual vote on this bipartisan infrastructure bill. Simultaneously, though, here in the halls of Congress, senators are negotiating for a faster track option, effectively trying to get all 100 senators on board with a process that would allow them to shrink down the numbers of hours of debate, figure out what amendments they're going to elevate as things that need to be debated here. That could be the faster way to get to the ultimate vote on this bipartisan bill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer laid it out this way. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of if they take the easy path, which is the shorter path, or the hard path, which is the longer path that we've seen them kind of beginning to trudge down here on this Saturday. Other senators, though, seeming to echo that sentiment from Schumer. Listen, for example, to Senator Debbie Stabenow just last hour with our colleague.
We know what the final outcome is going to be. I believe the votes are there for this, and certainly the American people have waited long enough for Infrastructure Week. Okay, so we are, so at this point, I don't see what the Republicans that are objecting gain, other than if they just don't want to see the president succeed and they don't want to see us address the problems that the American people want us to tackle.
Joe, she's right about one thing. I've been covering infrastructure weeks in Washington for years now. This is certainly, and you can feel it on both sides as you talk to sources, this is certainly as close as they have gotten to actually getting something done on infrastructure. So really, it's a matter of an artificial clock on this process right now. There is a fast way to do it. There's a slower way to do it that could likely stretch into next week. Really, the only clock they're coming up against, Joe, is the fact that they're supposed to go on recess in the Senate next week. So really, it's up to lawmakers to figure out at what point that actually happens.
So it looks like that Chuck Schumer is trying to get a fast track to get the final votes, finally, for the bipartisan infrastructure package. Still no word of the reconciliation $3.5 trillion stimulus provision human infrastructure package. We don't know what's in that yet. It looks like all their focus is still on this bipartisan infrastructure package, which seems to be going nowhere. It seems that every day they're almost there. It's just about to be done. And there's a vote, but it's not the vote. Let me know if you share my frustration down in the comments below. Next, former President Trump warns will be very hard to endorse Republicans who vote for infrastructure bill. So with this latest vote, former President Trump not too happy, basically saying all the Republicans who voted for the bipartisan package, he will not support them. And Trump slams McConnell infrastructure package, saying it is a disgrace. So this is what former President Trump said yesterday after the vote, saying Joe Biden's infrastructure bill is a disgrace. If Mitch McConnell was smart, which we've seen no evidence of, he would use that debt ceiling card to negotiate a good infrastructure package. Basically saying how the entirety of the bill was 2,700 pages and they would have needed to take speed reading courses. It is a gift to the Democratic Party, compliments of Mitch McConnell and some rhinos, Republican in name only, which is an insult to Republicans, who have no idea what they are doing. So former President Trump not too happy about this. He said one more thing here. It will be very hard for me to endorse anyone foolish enough to vote in favor of this deal. Yeah, so strong words there by former President Trump. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Do you think the Republicans and Democrats should work together on this? Should the Republicans not have worked with the Democrats on this? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Barbara Tibbetts asks, where are our tax return checks? That is the question of the year. No updates at all. I check the IRS website every single day. One of the searches I do when I'm doing my hours of research is I type in all these key terms: fourth stimulus check, unemployment, infrastructure. One of them is tax returns, and nothing has been said about the tax returns. Nothing. I think this is a crime. This is borderline crime, with probably a lot of people expecting hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars in tax return checks, and the IRS has not been given it. Last year, there was mention of interest for the IRS not paying these tax returns, and I think there should be interest. I think it's really shameful how the IRS is treating this. Next question comes from Tanya Jelks. Will this student loan forgiveness include people who already have loans that need to be paid? Will this help us too? So currently, there's a few things going on. There's calls for student loan forgiveness, which means if you have any federal student loans, they're trying to get $50,000 forgiven. That has not been approved yet. But the big news that I did mention was that the federal student loans is going to be extended, which means you don't have to make any payments, no interest will be accumulated, and there's no collections on it until February 1st of 2022. So if you have federal student loans, you don't have to make any payments until the year 2022. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I want to tell you the one thing that you can do to yourself. Be kind, be smart, and also you have to be kind to your mommy, your daddy, or your brother or sister, or anything that you want. And also you have to be kind to yourself.
Thanks for joining me on this weekend. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. I wouldn't be anywhere I am today if it wasn't for you watching, spending some time with me, and I appreciate that. If you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click this link up here for my other two channels, or this link down here for more stimulus updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.